Alright everybody, welcome back to another edition here of the black and gold brand known as NXT. How are y'all doing? My name is Dominic. Of course, behind the commentary table, we've got a night of exciting action to get through live and sold out here in Orlando, Florida. And hold on just a second, hold on to your hats, because ladies and gentlemen, hide your wives, it's the SmackDown General Manager, the Rated R Superstar, Edge. Edge is entering Full Sail University here in Orlando, and this crowd has just come unglued, and I'm not entirely sure why he's out here. Well, I did not hear any rumors speculating about him showing up here in NXT. I did not hear anything from General Manager Mark Henry, but it seems as though Edge has decided to walk down the ramp of NXT in its closing moments, because again, we still have only a few episodes left, so what exactly does Edge have to say here tonight? Well, there you have it, a bombshell announcement by the leader of SmackDown, the General Manager, the Rated R Superstar, Edge. Okay, announcing that at the final NXT TakeOver The End, we're gonna be witnessing a fatal four-way ladder match, and the winner of that matchup will immediately be drafted over to SmackDown at the conclusion of the black and gold brand. What an announcement by Edge! But we still got a few episodes of NXT to get through. And tonight, there you see, a #1 contenders match will be main eventing tonight's show. It's going to be Keith Lee versus Kassius Ohno. The winner will go on to NXT TakeOver The End to fight Velveteen Dream for the NXT Championship. And also, we're going to have a major tournament here starting tonight, and the winner will go on to fight Bianca Belair, the undefeated Bianca Belair, at NXT TakeOver The End. So, without further ado, let's get into this tournament, and we are kicking it off with Natalya. Okay, of course, a submission specialist, a technician, and the daughter of one half of the Hart Foundation, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And just like an anvil in the classic cartoons, it seems as though Natalya is looking to crush the competition here tonight. I'm not entirely sure who her opponent will be, okay? I have no knowledge of who will be entering this massive high-stakes tournament, because think of it like this: not only are you going to be guaranteed a spot on the final NXT TakeOver, but also you will be guaranteed a shot at Bianca Belair and potentially even breaking her undefeated streak, cementing yourself in NXT. However, who will be facing off against Natalya? And it seems as though, well, Bianca Belair mentioned that anybody, not just from Raw, not just from SmackDown, not just from NXT, could enter this tournament. And ladies and gentlemen, oh, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the vicious, the athletic, the powerful, and alright, tremendous and dominant competitor in the squared circle. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Rhea Ripley. Now, if you've never heard of Rhea Ripley, well, you're gonna start talking about her after this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Natalya, she's very technical. Rhea Ripley, she's very vicious. An all-out tremendous competitor. One of the best female wrestlers this world has ever seen. One of the most unique, one of the most tough in-ring competitors, not just on the women's roster, but in all of professional wrestling. And here we go. We got Rhea Ripley and we got Natalya. One of these two women will move on in the tournament, as Natalya, there you see, beautifully executed there with that maneuver, okay? The suplex there, taking her down, and then another suplex. Okay, the Northern Lights into the back suplex by Natalya, and then another one there, a trifecta. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count there. Okay, Natalya, she has sweat and bled and breathed professional wrestling her entire life. Okay, I mentioned earlier her father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Oh my God, one of the graduates of the famous Heart Dungeon, Natalya. However, she's never met a woman quite like Rhea Ripley, as Rhea Ripley just took her down with that spear, went to go for a cover, but now here we go, a lockup. However, Ripley, there you see, talking a bit of smack, perhaps, towards Natalya, as Natalya, oh, what a chop right to the chest by Ripley, and then what a kick, taking her down with the boot. And the cover now, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. I can guarantee you this, somewhere backstage, somewhere, wherever she is, Bianca Belair is watching this one, because she knows how important that tournament is. And she knows that she has guaranteed herself a spot at NXT TakeOver the end, the final NXT TakeOver. And she is very curious as to who her opponent will be. And Natalya looks to be that opponent, slamming down Rhea Ripley there, having an answer for practically everything Rhea Ripley has to offer here. Oh God, and then a kick right to the stomach there, a little bit of disrespect perhaps. And now, Natalya getting caught up in the moment right now. Okay, a rare sighting for her in NXT. However, she just gets face planted into the mat. Okay, trying to play to the crowd, but you don't want to do that when you're in the ring against Rhea Ripley. You want to be very focused against this alright vicious competitor, because, oh my God, if you do any sort of mistake, if you have any sort of mistake in the ring against Rhea Ripley, well then I'll tell you this, Rhea Ripley will dominate the rest of this matchup. Okay, she will take advantage of any sort of mistake you will have. Okay, Rhea Ripley, as you can see right now, here we go, perhaps getting cocky in her own right there. Okay, taunting the crowd as Natalya was down on the ground. Natalya perhaps getting a few moments to breathe, getting a few moments to heal. However, right now, speaking of heals, it looks like her heel is being planted into the chest of Rhea Ripley. And now Natalya slams her down with the suplex there. Face first, chest first, goes Rhea Ripley. Okay, both women incredible in that ring. However, right now, Natalya bounces off the ropes into another clothesline, taking her down. And the cover, here we go. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. This is only the first matchup of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to remind you of that, okay? Because after this, I'm being told right now that this tournament will continue as Rhea Ripley, look at that, the incredible athleticism, flipping out of it, and then catching her here into a suplex. And then, oh, wait a second, holding her up for a few seconds. Look at that, letting the blood rush to her head. taking her down there. I mentioned it earlier, okay, incredibly powerful, incredibly athletic, and in 2 swift motions, Rhea Ripley proved that she is both of those things with that flipping motion out of the back suplex and then lifting her up into into her own suplex. However, right now, Natalya pushes her into the ropes. And then now, here we go, Natalya has her off the ropes, but it's Rhea Ripley who takes down Natalya before seeing her as she rolls to the outside of the ring. Natalya needing a few moments to breathe right now, realizing she's never met a woman quite like Rhea Ripley. However, to be fair, Natalya has been doing pretty good in this matchup. Ripley has barely had any sort of offense in this encounter against Natalya. And now here we go. Natalya with the strikes. And a discus clothesline there. A flurry of offense by the great daughter of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Natalya. And now wait a second, Natalya. Here we go. Turning it over into the sharpshooter. Here we go, the famous hard sharpshooter. And here we go. Rhea Ripley trying to figure out a way to get out of it, and she does. Okay, the lower back being wrenched right there. And now, oh, Rhea Ripley, wait a second, has her up and connects there with that powerbomb. She calls it the Riptide. And the cover now, 1, 2, 3, and like a shark, Rhea Ripley just eats Natalya alive in that matchup. Okay, sure, Natalya did her best. She hit her with everything. She hit her with the discus clothesline. She hit her with the sharpshooter. But in the end, Rhea Ripley, as soon as she has you in that Riptide hold, you know that you are about to get knocked out. And that's exactly what happened. And there you see Rhea Ripley moving on in the tournament. And I guarantee you, Rhea Ripley has just impressed a lot of people here in NXT, including the general manager, Mark Henry, and of course, let's not forget, Bianca Belair. And well, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Edge, earlier on in the evening, announcing a huge NXT TakeOver The End matchup in a fatal 4-way ladder spectacular between 4 incredible NXT superstars of his choosing. And there you see him talking to Kassius Ohno backstage. And speaking of backstage events, let me turn your attention back to NXT TakeOver Chicago, where, well, there you see that woman, Becky Lynch, was laid out backstage. We don't know who did it. However, Becky Lynch had an interesting tweet once again earlier on in the evening. She said, "I know who did it, and I'm gonna kill her." Not one to pull her punches on the old Twitter machine. It seems that Becky Lynch knows who it was, knows who attacked her at NXT TakeOver Chicago. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. As you just heard, Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley have decided that they want to set their eyes on the NXT Tag Team Championships. They perhaps want to be named the last ever NXT Tag Team Champs. So that means they are demanding a matchup against Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates, British Strong Style. Will that happen? I have no idea. However, right now we are continuing on the Bianca Belair Invitational Tournament, as one of these two women will be going on to face off against Rhea Ripley. Now, there's still 4 more women in this tournament. However, right now, both of these two women are looking to win the whole damn thing and face off against Bianca Belair at NXT TakeOver The End. We've got the all-powerful Tamina standing in the ring as she is set to go one-on-one against that woman right there. Someone who has been on NXT on and off over the past few months. She's put on some impressive performances. However, she hasn't had too much success. It is Paige. Will Paige be able to overcome the obstacle of Tamina, or will Tamina hit Paige like a brick wall and take down any chances of her facing off against Bianca Belair at TakeOver The End? As you just heard Paige exclaiming that this is her house. And right now, she is looking to finish off her time here in this illustrious house, as she has called it, by facing off against Belair. And right now, she's facing off against Tamina. Here we go. As Paige immediately out of the gate with these hard shots, these hard strikes before. There you see Tamina. I mentioned earlier, she's incredibly powerful, lifting up Paige as though she doesn't weigh a thing. And right now, Paige gets thrown into the corner before Tamina looks to collide with her. However, right now, Paige gets out of it, and she's trying to fight back. Instead, she gets sent over the top rope right now, before a forearm strike, and now it's Paige who goes up to the top turnbuckle, but Tamina, wait a second, catches her off guard. As you just saw, Paige just crashing, almost caving in the mat there here on NXT. I want to remind you all, we still have, oh my god, an epic NXT Championship #1 contenders main event. Only one count. Okay, it's going to be Keith Lee versus Kassius Ohno, the winner going on to NXT TakeOver The End to face off as the last challenger for Velveteen Dream's NXT Championship. However, right there, as you see, hold on, wait a second, only a 1 count. Okay, Tamina laughing at the punishment that she is giving Paige in this matchup, and Paige looking to take advantage, hitting her with a German suplex, screaming out in fury. As right now, Paige, off the ropes, goes for a clothesline. However, Tamina counters, ducks underneath it. And right now, she goes underneath Paige before Paige crashes into the mat with that Samoan drop. However, here we go. Paige going for a drop kick, perhaps. However, instead, Tamina looks to gain control right now, but instead, she gets a big elbow strike. And now, wait a second, has her here on a roll-up pinning predicament. 1, 2, 3, and she does it! And there you see Paige quickly getting out of dodge, rolling to the outside of the ring. And now Paige, shockingly enough, defeating Tamina out of nowhere. Very short matchup, but in the end, she's going on in the tournament. It's going to be her versus Rhea Ripley sometime in the future. Paige, what a momentous win over Tamina. And it looks like Paige, after that win, if she can do it again just a few more times, she will be going on to NXT TakeOver The End, the final NXT TakeOver, and she will be looking to break the undefeated streak of Bianca Belair. However, ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn your attention to next episode, because that is all of the matches for this episode of NXT featuring the Bianca Belair Invitational Tournament, because in a few moments we're going to be having the main event matchup, #1 contendership for that NXT title, that Velveteen Dream, the man who will be entering NXT next week, holds. However, speaking of championships, we had the NXT champion Velveteen Dream on screen a few seconds ago, but we're also going to be having Becky Lynch, the NXT Women's Champion, making her illustrious return here to NXT following the vicious backstage attack. We don't know who did it, but apparently, as you heard from the tweet earlier on, Becky Lynch knows exactly who it was, and she is very, very pissed off. However, right now, it is time for that humongous NXT main event fight. Okay, as I just said, this is the main event of the evening. #1 contendership matchup for the NXT Championship. Who will be going on to NXT TakeOver the End as the final challenger for the NXT title? Will it be that man, Kassius Ohno, who has been at NXT since day one? He's never had a true taste of championship glory. Or will Kassius Ohno bask in the glory of Keith Lee? Okay, it is the veteran, the technical, the hard-hitting Kassius Ohno versus the incredibly athletic, for a man his size, Keith Lee. There you see Ohno waiting in the ring. Now here's a bit of trivia for you, ladies and gentlemen. Kassius Ohno was a part of that inaugural Fatal 4-Way matchup to determine the first ever NXT champion. Another man, of course, Velveteen Dream, was in that same Fatal 4-Way, but Keith Lee, he hasn't particularly been in NXT for too long. He has only had enough time for the fans to get a bit of a taste of what he can do. Okay, he's incredibly athletic. We already saw that. He's a big man, so he's got a lot of power, but he can fly around the ring like a goddamn cruiserweight. I guarantee you this, you've never heard of a man like Keith Lee unless you've already seen him in action against either Elias or Bobby Lashley here at NXT at TakeOver Chicago, where he got an impressive and hard-fought victory over Bobby Lashley. But you know who else got a victory at that incredible TakeOver event? Kassius Ohno, defeating Cedric Alexander in what some would call the show-stealing matchup. Right now, this matchup is guaranteed to steal the show tonight. NXT's main event, #1 contenders matchup. It's going to be one hell of a fight, and I can't wait to see who will walk away with the win. Will it be Kassius Ohno, the veteran, or Keith Lee, the rookie in NXT? Here we go, as there you see a running boot, and oh my god, it doesn't even affect Keith Lee. It doesn't even affect him. He hits him with another one, and Keith Lee challenging him, asking for more. Oh, and a forearm strike, and Keith Lee doesn't even seem affected by these strikes. What the hell? And Keith, he's just saying, come on, I dare you. Hit me again. Goes across the ring. Oh my god, Kassius just gets sent flying. I guarantee you, Ohno has never met a man quite like Keith Lee. And right now, Keith Lee looks to show off what he can do. Oh my god, impressive right there. Standing moonsault, goes into the cover now. One. No, and only a 1 count. The referee, I will admit, a bit slow into that count, but I don't even think he realized what he just saw. He had to take a few seconds. However, right now, Kassius Ohno needing to take a few seconds for himself. A bit of breathing room right now. Realizing, oh shit, what have I just gotten myself into in this matchup against Keith Lee? And now Kassius Ohno, of course, runs into the ring, and then a running forearm strike as the referee was talking to Keith Lee. Goes for a cover, however, not even a 1 count. As Ohno, here we go, continuing the hard strikes right now with the boot. Picking him up and taking him down. Oh, but instead he gets another punch there. Okay, Keith Lee running towards him. However, right now he gets a drop kick, and then look at that. Kassius Ohno saying, hey, I know you can be very acrobatic when you want to be, but so can I. Okay, kipping up there. However, right now it's... Oh, Kassius Ohno continuing the pressure on Keith Lee, and he has to keep doing these hard strikes. He has to keep applying pressure to Keith Lee, because the moment Keith Lee, oh my god, gains control, it's very difficult to gain it back. Oh my god, Jesus! Chokeslam chokeslam backbreaker, and then another impressive moonsault. And the cover, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count there as he gets the shoulder up. Okay, Keith Lee, he is a very unique combination of acrobatic speed and agility and just raw power. However, there you see Kassius Ohno trying to fight back now. Hits him with the punches. Here we go, continuing with the strikes here on Keith Lee. Kassius Ohno coming out here in the all black, and it's Keith Lee coming out here in the blue. There's Kassius Ohno now. There you go. Once again showing off that technical prowess, regaining control. Okay, maintaining the pace that he is dictating. This is what he has to do. He has to slow down the matchup. Keith Lee, even though he's a massive man, typically these larger competitors, oh, with the clothesline there, like to bring on a slower paced matchup. However, Keith Lee, he's incredibly impressive. He likes to crank up the speed. He likes to fly in the air, apparently, as he flies to the outside over the top rope. Okay, Kassius Ohno, he needs to slow down the momentum of this matchup. He needs to stop Keith Lee here tonight. And I'm sorry if I'm stuttering a lot right now, but my God, Keith Lee, he's pulling out moves that you would never think a man of his size could possibly do. However, Kassius, there you see, he gets up, goes for a running big boot. However, this time, Keith Lee, he doesn't just take it in the chest, he moves out of the way, but Kassius Ohno regains the control with the back suplex, dropping him on the top of his head. As Ohno, here we go, maintaining control right now. And now there you see Keith Lee gets sent to the outside. Oh my God, and Kassius Ohno flies to the outside with him. Here we go. Kassius Ohno, non-stop action. That's exactly what he has to do here tonight. Flying to the outside, showing off his own agility. And the cover now on Keith Lee. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Kassius Ohno, however, you can see it as this match progresses, thoroughly weakening, wearing down Keith Lee with a huge discus forearm strike, turning around, building momentum, and then just slamming his forearm right to the jaw of Keith Lee. Incredibly brutal. However, right now, Kassius Ohno looks to continue the brutality in this fight against Keith Lee. Both men know what it's all about right now. It's all about the NXT Championship. Velveteen Dream, I can assure you, watching this somewhere, whether it be backstage, whether it be in his own home. However, right now, he's about to watch as these two men perhaps about to fly. Oh my God, I'm surprised the ring didn't break as Keith Lee, the full brunt and full weight of Keith Lee crashes into the mat. 1, 2, following a superplex. However, it wasn't a victory there for Kassius Ohno, not just yet anyways. There you see Kassius Ohno, oh my God, with these stomps. These vicious stomps, hitting him with the superplex. He's thinking that he's hit him with pretty much everything, and Keith Lee is still kicking out. 1, 2, no, and a shoulder up goes Keith Lee. And Kassius, there you see, he's getting very pissed off right now. Incredibly pissed off. And the strike there by Keith Lee. And here we go. Keith Lee with these forearm strikes, trying to make some sort of a comeback right now. But Kassius is just not letting him. And you can hear the crowd, oh, bask in his glory. You can hear the crowd chanting for Keith Lee, a fan favorite ever since entering NXT. However, there you see Kassius Ohno trying to stop any sort of momentum that Keith Lee brings to the table, builds up for himself as Kassius Ohno saying, hey, I can fly to the outside as well. Out of nowhere, flying onto the big man. Okay, Kassius Ohno not particularly known for his incredible agility. However, as you can see, he definitely has it as Ohno goes for a kick, but Keith Lee gets up into a clothesline. And Keith Lee right now playing to the crowd, trying to feed off their energy, trying to turn the tide back in his favor. But there you see Kassius Ohno realizing that Keith Lee perhaps playing a bit too much to the crowd, goes after him with that back elbow. But instead, Keith Lee, what is this? Throwing him into the corner, and then throwing him into the opposing corner, and then just over and over again into the turnbuckles, and this time Keith Lee catches him with the raw power of Keith Lee. And Keith Lee goes for a cover. 1, 2, no, and now it's Kassius Ohno perhaps shocking Keith Lee with the kick out. It's all about the NXT Championship in this one, ladies and gentlemen. #1 contenders match. NXT TakeOver the end. Both of these men want to desperately be on that card. Edge, of course, probably watching this one, trying to dictate who should enter that fatal 4-way ladder match that he has created for NXT TakeOver the end. And there you see Kassius Ohno with an impressive move there. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. It's, in my opinion, very difficult to think of an NXT TakeOver event without Kassius Ohno. He's been in NXT since the very beginning. Okay, making a name for himself, battling everybody, trying to take on all newcomers. However, Kassius Ohno goes for the big boot. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Spirit bomb. Thunderous. 1, 2, 3, and this one's over. Out of nowhere. I was mid-sentence talking about the potential of Kassius Ohno winning this matchup, but instead Keith Lee, he has an answer for me, and that was a spirit bomb. My god, out of nowhere, here on the Black and Gold brand in the main event of the evening, Keith Lee is closing out the show as the #1 contender for Velveteen Dream's NXT Championship. Okay, but my god, Kassius Ohno put up one hell of a fight. I can honestly say, sure, perhaps sometimes I'm not a big fan of Kassius Ohno's methods. However, I'll tell you this, he fought his ass off in this matchup, and I hope that Ohno can feature a takeover. And wait a second, speaking of the champion, there you see Velveteen Dream looking at his challenger, and both men staring each other down now. And Kassius Ohno, it seems as though he's disappeared as Keith Lee blocks Velveteen Dream from going up the ramp right now. And Keith Lee, he's staring at him saying, hey, I'm your challenger. I will fight you at NXT TakeOver. And there you see both men exchanging words, and then perhaps they're about to exchange some fists with those punches right to the face of Keith Lee. But Velveteen Dream gets another cheap shot in on the kick, and there you see the champion just runs away, showing Keith Lee that he is not afraid here tonight of the limitless Keith Lee. And on that note, as Velveteen Dream stands there, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching these two men NXT TakeOver the end. It's been made official, and I can't wait to see what happens.